Great. Hey, welcome to I just had 4 hours of oral surgery this morning. You can see it, but I had the beginnings of an implant being put on this side, and I had a bunch of gum grafting because my gums were receding from all the cocaine I did in my 20s. Cheers. Dr. Ari Rosenblatt did the work, who's a genius and a mensch. So if you're in SoCal and you indeed need that kind of work, he's your guy. I'm not really high as much as I am a little dopey from the anesthesia. So I don't know how outrageous this will be. It will mostly just be slow and me stuttering and slurring, you know, more than I usually do. And I got the, I got the slow lip. I got the what's going on? I just we're coming in for the beginning of season 6, man. We start rolling cameras or turning on cameras on Wednesday, and very excited. It's always an exciting time of year. 6 seasons in, and it's as much of a rush for me as it was shooting the pilot. I love my gig, man. I love my gig. And it just gets better for me as time goes on because I have a lot more, I have a lot more confidence. I have a lot more, my comfort level is greater because I've managed to surround myself with truly great people. I can't say enough good things about Mr. Paris Barkley and John Perret, my EP and line producer, who just bear the burden of this show on their shoulders and allow me to flit about and do what I do. And I don't think that gratitude is just being motivated by drugs. I truly believe that. So we will do a read through on Tuesday. We start shooting on Wednesday. We have our tone meeting on Monday. In terms of scripts, we're in pretty good shape. Just turned in blues. Made some significant changes based on where we're going with 2, 3, and 4 on episode 1 in the blues that came out yesterday. Episode 2 went out to the actors today. I am turning in a Studio Network draft of episode 3. Kem Nunn is finishing his draft of did I say 304? 604. And I'll give him some notes on that, and then I'll probably jump into my pass of that next week. So we're kind of on schedule. We do have a couple big casting announcements. I don't want to spoil because the network and people's press team will be handling that, but you'll hear about that either probably sometime later today or Monday, and both of these additions to the cast, I couldn't be more excited about. One is a friend and a truly just a menschy Renaissance kind of dude, and I'm so thrilled to have him be on the other side of the camera. Hint. And the other is an actress who I've adored from afar for a long time, and so excited to have her as part of the cast. So that information will come out in the next couple days. What else? We're gearing up, man. We're gearing up. It's my job to say that I'm excited about the season, and it's going to be a great season because, part of my gig here is to promote and sell, but I really am excited about this season. I think it's it's the culmination of a mythology arc that we all saw coming, that got put into play last season, and now we're really seeing the ramifications of Jax at the head of that table. We saw the pressure and the adjustment that he made in season 5, and in season 6 we really see him in it. He's neck deep in those choices and how it impacts relationships and where it all goes, and it's fun, man. It's really fun because season 5, it was the newness of Jax being at the head of the table, but now, season 6, Jax is the guy. Jax is the leader of that club, and we just get to move him through those decisions, the impact that has on all his relationships, on his inner circle, on the guys that are close to him now, which is really Chibs, and Bobby and Tig and Juice. We see, we get to see the juicy shit that happens when you have a guy who now has a completely different role and a completely different relationship to the guys that he's been so close to all these years, and it's fun, man. It's really fun. I have no idea if I'm making any sense, which is kind of fantastic. So I'm going to answer a few questions, and at any point I may begin to drool on myself, because I can't feel my lips. So let's see. Here's some questions from SutterInk.com. That's where you should take your questions. Kim from Melbourne, Australia. And I do love the Down Under fans. I will say that Australia and New Zealand, man, are some of our most intense and most devoted fans. I love you guys. If you weren't 112 days away in terms of a plane ride, I might even visit. Kim asks, or says, I just saw the this just in. Hello? Hey, I'm in the middle of a what the fuck. I'm really high. It's fantastic. I have no idea what I'm saying. Yes, I'm talking to you on What the Fuck. So, can I call you in a few? I love you. Bye. This shit is real, man. My lovely bride. Just checking up on me, making sure that making sure that I have pants on. So Kim asks or says, "Hey, I just saw the new promo pics, and someone else is wearing Jax's cut. Isn't Charlie returning this season?" I don't know what shots you saw, and no shots from the promos have been released, unless they were behind the scenes. Maybe Dominic tweeted a few. My sense is this is what you saw. Charlie had some family things going on in Newcastle, and couldn't be back for the first phase of the promotional shoots we do. And we're doing this really cool, crazy still shots for our poster this season. So I think what you saw was probably a stand-in for Charlie, and then what we'll do is we'll go back, and I think Tommy too is shooting a movie in England. So we'll go back and we'll do another day with Charlie and Tommy and anybody else who may have missed it, and then we'll actually, through the magic of digital photography, we will plug them into those shots. So my sense is if you did see behind the scenes stuff, that's what you saw. So you probably saw some stand-in for Charlie. But yes, the fantastic Mr. Hunnam is absolutely returning, and has assured me he's feeling confident about his buffness. Perhaps we will see some shirtless Jack scenes this season. And here's a little uncomfortable teaser for you. We may even see a naked Otto scene this season. Just saying. I've been reviewing my ass doubles for the last day and a half. I'll probably regret saying that. Okay, let's do another one. When and where are casting auditions held for SOA? This is from Kelsey Morgan in Springfield. What is MO? Is MO Montana? Yeah. I've said this before. The nature of our model on this show is that we have to cast local. We can't afford to bring people in from out of state, so all the casting happens in Los Angeles. We do use an extras casting service that casts a lot of our extras, but that's a whole sort of different entity that we are not involved in. So that's pretty much what how it works, and and it's that catch-22. You really we only accept submissions from agents that are sanctioned by the guild. So it's the catch-22 of if you're not in the guild, you need to get a job so that you can get in the guild, and then but how do you get it? How do you get a job if you can't get it's that cycle that happens, and I try to at least once or twice a season bring people in that aren't necessarily from the traditional acting pool, and give them an opportunity to be on the show and maybe grow and as an actor and experience experience the process of acting in TV. So I try to do that at least once or twice a season. But it's a pretty pretty traditional process, and it all sort of generates out of Los Angeles. I'm just making sure I still have pants on. Let's see. Kurt, any idea when season 5 will be released on Netflix or DVD? Would love to watch before the season 6 starts. Kim from Scranton, PA. That probably won't happen, Kim. I love Netflix. Netflix has been instrumental in the growing fan base and viewership of Sons of Anarchy, as well as Amazon and a few other non-sanctioned download services. So many. I get tweets every day about how people have watched 1 through 4 on Netflix and are catching up. The way we try to do it is we release the season 5 DVD a few weeks before the season 6 airs, and we have a great relationship with Fox Home Video, and we like to give them the opportunity to get that DVD out there, make the public aware of it, and generate some sales for them before we then release it on Netflix. So there's usually, a month or so, a couple months before we release it on Netflix. I think last year, season 4 broke on Netflix. I'm probably making this up, but I think it was like around November or December. I will say this. I know it's not cheap, but if you're really desperate to see season 5, it is available on Amazon and iTunes, and that is a way to catch up on the season before season 6 airs. And just look at it this way: when you pay for those downloads, you're feeding my bottom line and helping my children's education. It's all for a good cause. Okay, one more question, because I'm starting to see things in triple. Any members transferring into Sam Crow from other charters in season 6? Frank M. from Staten Island, New York. Any members transferring in? We're not sure yet. We're looking at a potential arc that may grow the base of the Redwood Charter, but we haven't really landed on any decisions yet. And if it does happen, it probably wouldn't happen until the back half of the season. There's the the reality of that is that charters, once they start to dwindle, they really do need to build up their base. Charters usually do not like to be less than 9 or 10 guys, and especially a mother charter. A mother charter really likes to be substantial. So the reality of it is that they would, Jax would want to grow the charter. The problem with us in terms of narrative and story is that, we have such limited airtime to tell the stories of the members of Sam Crow that we already have, that to then layer in narrative that involves new members and where are they from and how did they get there, it ultimately becomes a lot of expository scenes to address the reality of that. You know, and then it gets tricky because I don't want to necessarily chew up scenes that I could be spending on the characters in the relationship that we already know and care about. So, you know, it's sort of still in flux. It may happen, but we're not certain yet. So that's it. Look at that, 20 fucking minutes. Wow, I am so high because I feel like I've been talking for 30 seconds. All right, kids, that's it. I will do a Q&A this week. I've missed it for a couple weeks, and I love you all, and you truly are my drug.